The Queen was pictured standing with a cane, alongside Prince Charles and Camilla, Duchess of Cornwall, ahead of the Order of the Garter ceremony this afternoon. One royal watcher, Kate Richardson, told the Queen to relax. Writing on Facebook, she said, "Bless her, just relax and enjoy your time, let the younger ones take the weight." Fazir Muhammad wrote, "She is only human," while Sue Irons added, "Hope Shush is okay. I do love her." This blog is now closed. Key events: Queen health fears erupt as frail monarch pictured with cane on Garter Day 1756. Palace confirms Prince Andrew not taking part in Garter Day service 10:53. 3 days ago 3:32 Isabella Marsans. Prince Louis set to have a different education from Prince George and Princess Charlotte. Prince Louis is set to have a different early education than what Prince George and Princess Charlotte received. The 4-year-old prince stole the show during the Platinum Jubilee weekend and was seen accompanying his older brother and sister in his first royal engagement. Now the young prince will be breaking away from the footsteps of his siblings as the Cambridges move out of London. The Duke and Duchess of Cambridge are due to move out of their Kensington Palace residence and out of London for the sake of their children, according to reports. The move will happen over the summer, with Charlotte and George enrolling in a new school close to their home on the Windsor estate. Prince Louis started his education last year at Wilcox Nursery School in Kensington, just like his sister. George's early years were spent in Norfolk, Wales and London, and Charlotte in London and Norfolk, whereas Prince Louis has lived only in London for the majority of his life. Unlike his siblings, the prince will not be attending St. Thomas's Battersea Junior School, and it is thought instead he will be at the Independent Preparatory School, Lambrick near Ascot. 3 days ago 0:31 Isabella Marsans. Camilla very pleased with honour from Queen, cementing her position in the future of firm. The Queen has honoured the Duchess of Cornwall to celebrate her momentous contributions to the royal family, cementing her role in its future. Camilla, 74, was seen alongside the Queen and Prince Charles as she was formally invested into the Order of the Garter. It is the oldest order of chivalry in the UK, and Knights of the Garter are chosen by the monarch to honour those who have held public office, contributed to national life, or who have served the sovereign personally. On Monday, the Duchess was featured in a new portrait alongside her husband and the Queen. The ceremony was conducted in private in the Garter Throne Room in Windsor Castle, and the portrait features the Queen standing between the Duke and Duchess of Cornwall, wearing her Sovereign of the Garter sash and using a walking stick. The Duke and Duchess of Cornwall were dressed in the traditional dark blue velvet robes and the traditional hat featuring a white ostrich plume. Speaking to People, a royal source said that the Duchess was very pleased with the honour and will now formally be recognised as a Royal Lady of the Order of the Garter. 3 days ago 21:49 Millie Cook. Meghan and Harry caught in Netflix mess after master plan ruined by Palace aides. The royal couple's Netflix plans were dismantled during the Jubilee weekend when Palace aides stopped them from taking photos with the Queen, royal expert Russell Myers claimed. Speaking to Today, Mr. Myers said, "The Queen did get to meet her great-granddaughter Lilibet. There was no official photography being placed, but the reports were that Harry and Meghan did want their friend son Harryman to come and have a picture with the Queen. Of course that would have been a nice family moment, but the palace were absolutely adamant that it couldn't take place. You can't blame them, because Harry and Meghan are still rumoured to be doing this fly-on-the-wall documentary with Netflix. It's all getting quite messy." 3 days ago 20:33 Millie Cook. Meghan Markle and Harry found Jubilee celebrations uncomfortable as fantasy backfires. Meghan Markle and Prince Harry's return to the UK for the Platinum Jubilee celebration was uncomfortable, a royal expert has claimed. Royal author Tina Brown has discussed Harry and Meghan's return to the UK, and believes it was an awkward experience. She also suggested Harry may have had a slight fantasy that he could be both in and out of the royal family. The author claimed Harry's departure from royal life is not what he wanted. 3 days ago 18:52 Millie Cook. How fuming. William vowed to pull out of royal event unless Andrew was blocked. Prince William threatened not to take part in a key royal event if Prince Andrew was also present, reports suggest. The Duke of Cambridge said he would pull out of the Order of the Garter ceremony, held today, if the Duke of York made a public comeback. A source quoted in the Evening Standard stressed that the Duke of Cambridge was adamant. They added, if York insisted on taking part publicly, he would withdraw. 3 days ago 1756 Millie Cook Queen health fears erupt as frail monarch pictured with cane on Garter Day. The Queen was pictured using a cane ahead of the Order of the Garter service at St. George Chapel earlier today. While she has been pictured using a walking stick at most events in recent months, the latest images appear to show a crutch. This comes as she has been suffering from episodic mobility issues, a palace source said. 3 days ago 1629 Millie Cook Boris backtracks in row with Prince Charles over Rwanda. Boris Johnson has backtracked in a row with Prince Charles over the Rwanda migrant scheme, saying he has nothing but respect and admiration for the Prince of Wales. This came after the scheme, which will see asylum seekers deported to Rwanda for processing, was reportedly branded appalling by the future king. Earlier this week, Boris Johnson was asked whether he thinks the Prince of Wales was wrong in making the alleged comments about the Rwanda scheme. He responded, "What I don't think we should support is continued activity by criminal gangs." Mr. Johnson added, "I do think that it's the job of government to stop people breaking the law and to support people who are doing the right thing. That's what we are doing." 3 days ago 1555 Millie Cook Kate dazzles as she steps out at Order of the Garter service in regal blue dress. Kate, Duchess of Cambridge, smiled at the crowds gathered on the grounds of Windsor Castle as she arrived at St. George Chapel on Garter Day. Kate smiled widely as she was driven from Windsor Castle to the nearby St. George Chapel to attend the service for the Order of the Garter. The Duchess of Cambridge shared the car with Sophie, Countess of Wessex, who also attended the service. For the poignant occasion, Kate donned a blue coat dress with a matching clutch bag and a hat featuring a floral detail. 3 days ago 1459 Francesca Edwards, Duchess of Cambridge and Countess of Wessex arrived. The royal family have begun to arrive in Windsor for the Order of the Garter ceremony. The Duchess of Cambridge and Sophie, Countess of Wessex have been pictures arriving at St. George Chapel. 3 days ago 1434 Francesca Edwards, Duke of Sussex, red-faced as he falls from horse during polo match. Prince Harry fell off his horse in front of his celebrity friends at a polo match in California over the weekend. The Duke of Sussex took a tumble from his steed at the Santa Barbara Polo and Racquet Club on Sunday. Photos show Harry crashing to the ground during the match as fellow players rushed around to check on him. The Duke, who was wearing a safety helmet, appeared unscathed after the unfortunate trip. Read more. 3 days ago 1411 Francesca Edwards' Order of the Garter ceremony set to begin. Monday's Order of the Garter ceremony is about to begin at Windsor Castle. The ceremony awards the highest order of English knighthood. Among today's recipients in Camilla, Duchess of Cornwall, formally appointed as a Royal Lady of the Order of the Garter. 3 days ago 1353 Francesca Edwards, Prince Andrew pushing for Princess Beatrice and Eugenie to be made working royals. Prince Andrew is reportedly pushing for Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie to be made working royals. The Duke of York's daughters, who are 10th and 12th in the line of succession, have their own jobs as well as carrying out charity work. But Andrew wants Beatrice, 33, and Eugenie, 32, to be made working royals, according to the Telegraph. The Duke is said to have asked the Queen for his HRH style to be returned along with his prestigious role as Colonel of the Grenadier Guards. Read more. 3 days ago 1307 Francesca Edwards, Meghan Markle and Prince Harry photo ban. Bitter pill to swallow. Meghan Markle and Prince Harry were handed a bitter pill to swallow when palace aides allegedly intervened to stop the couple from snapping the Queen with their daughter Lilibet, a royal expert claimed. Royal author Christopher Anderson claimed the decision was likely hard to accept for the couple as it broke with the tradition even their son Archie was allowed to follow when he was born. Speaking to Royally US, Mr. Anderson said, "We now know that the Queen, well, the men in grey who really handle things, would not permit the Queen's photograph to be taken with Lilibet." He continued, "You have to remember, Archie was photographed with the Queen, and Prince Philip, and Doria Ragland when he was 2 days old. It's a tradition to be photographed with the monarch when you're a grandchild or a great-grandchild. But this was a really different feeling. Read more. 3 days ago 12:49 Francesca Edwards. Prince Harry brutally mocked in Santa Barbara after Jubilee trip. Prince Harry has been brutally branded second row Harry following his brief trip back to the UK. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex's seating arrangement at St Paul's Cathedral on June 3 has sparked the mockery of a Montecito author. Their status as non-working royals was reflected in the seating plan. More than a week after the Sussexes' return to the US, Montecito author Robert Ehringer discussed the relevancy of Meghan and Harry in a comment piece for the Santa Barbara News Press titled The Duke Duchess of Woke, or Woe. He wrote, "The Duke's new nickname might as well be Second Row Harry, based on the seating arrangement for a Thanksgiving service inside St. Paul's Cathedral, at which, upon arrival, the Duke and Duchess were booed by spectators." Read more. 3 days ago 12:15 Francesca Edwards. Prince Andrew spotted after being blocked from royal event. Prince Andrew has been spotted for the first time after he was banned by senior royals from attending the procession at Monday's Order of the Garter ceremony. The Duke of York has been spotted on his way to Windsor Castle to meet the Queen. 3 days ago 11:23 Francesca Edwards poll, are William and Charles right to block Andrew from Order of the Garter? As we have been reporting, Prince Charles and Prince William reportedly intervened after the Queen approved Prince Andrew's attendance at Monday's Order of the Garter. The Duke of York will no longer attend the service but instead be at the private elements of the day. The two future kings were said to have expressed significant unease, and the inclusion of the Duke, relegating him to non-public facing duties only. So what do you think? Were William and Charles right to intervene? Vote in our poll. 3 days ago 10:53 Francesca Edwards. Palace confirms Prince Andrew not taking part in Garter Day service. Buckingham Palace has confirmed the disgraced Duke of York will not be appearing in public at the Garter Day service in Windsor but will attend a private lunch and ceremony investing new members of the Order of the Garter. It is understood the decision for Andrew, whose reputation has been severely tarnished by his involvement in a civil sex case lawsuit, not to take part publicly in Garter Day was a family decision. A Buckingham Palace spokesman said, "The Duke of York will attend the investiture and lunch today but will not be part of the procession or service." 3 days ago 10:30 Francesca Edwards. Queen to miss another event. The Queen will miss another major event in the royal calendar today as she has not been included in the order of the service for today's Garter ceremony at St. George Chapel. However, she is widely expected to take part in the chapter meeting and investiture ceremony of the new members of the prestigious order. She is also expected to attend the lunch, normally hosted at the nearby chapel. 3 days ago 10:07 Francesca Edwards. Prince Harry very gracious in showing support to Meghan Markle. Prince Harry showed support to Meghan Markle with subtle gestures during their UK return for the Platinum Jubilee celebrations, a body language expert has claimed. Speaking to Royally US, etiquette expert Elaine Swan said the Duke of Sussex is so gracious, so attentive to his wife. Ms. Swan continued, "You can tell, there were gestures and holding their hand, giving her little glances to let her know that he's there for one another and they certainly had this united front with one another." 3 days ago 9:30 Francesca Edwards. Lilibet's birthday cake marked throwback to Meghan and Harry's wedding. The baker behind Lilibet's first birthday cake said it was an absolute pleasure to make the cake. Meghan Markle and Prince Harry held a private low-key party at Frogmore Cottage over the Jubilee weekend to make their daughter's milestone birthday. Claire Tark was behind the creation, the same baker who made the Sussex wedding cake. Sharing pictures of the cake on Instagram, the baker said she made the same Amalfi lemon and elderflower cake she did for the wedding in 2018 but this time covering in strawberry buttercream. 3 days ago 9:07 Francesca Edwards. Meghan defended over shocking comparisons to Prince Andrew. Meghan Markle being compared to Prince Andrew is shocking, a royal journalist has said. Ahead of the Platinum Jubilee weekend, a new YouGov poll showed that the Duke and Duchess of Sussex's popularity had hit its lowest level yet after the couple stepped back from royal life in 2020. However, Prince Andrew trailed in last place as the least liked royal family member, with a tiny 5% of the public seeing the Duke of York in a favourable light. An overwhelming 85% of respondents had a negative impression of the 62-year-old. The results of the poll, however, are the only major similarity between the Duke of York and the Duchess of Sussex, journalist Emma Mackenzie has said. Ms. Mackenzie wrote in The Independent, "This lack of popularity in itself is enough for many to draw comparisons between the two. In reality, they couldn't be more different." Read more. 3 days ago 8:51 Francesca Edwards, Kate and William tipped for final move at home so special to them. The Duke and Duchess of Cambridge are planning to make a residence so special to them as their main base when their children grow up, a friend of the Duke of Cambridge has claimed. Prince William and Catherine have been widely tipped to get a new home in Windsor Castle over the summer and have their children attend schools in Berkshire. A close friend claimed relocating to Windsor would provide their children more freedom than remaining in London. They told the Sunday Times, "The reality is they are quite confined in what they can do in London. The kids can't go into the park and kick a football with friends. Their plan is to be there for the next 10 to 15 years and then move to Anma, which is so special to them." Read more. 3 days ago 8:38 Francesca Edwards, Queen becomes second longest serving monarch in history. The Queen has become the second longest serving monarch in history after being on the throne for 70 years and 127 days. She is second only to Louis XIV of France, who became king at the age of 4. The 96-year-old officially marked 70 years on the throne in February, with Platinum Jubilee celebrations last weekend. 3 days ago 8:19 Francesca Edwards, Prince Andrew banned from Garter Day. The Duke of York has reportedly been banned from appearing at Monday's Garter Day service in Windsor. After missing the Platinum Jubilee celebrations due to contracting coronavirus, he was reportedly hoping to make a royal comeback. Prince Charles and Prince William lobbied the Queen on the issue over fears of a backlash for the royal family. A source said, "It was a decision taken by the household for the best interests of the family but also the best interests of the Duke of York." 4 days ago 7:55 Francesca Edwards, Queen isn't going to completely banish Prince Andrew. The Queen is not going to completely banish Prince Andrew from royal life, and the public might have to get used to him still being in existence, a royal reporter has claimed. Duncan Larkham, royal editor of The Sun, told GB News that while Prince Andrew did not attend the Queen's Platinum Jubilee due to having coronavirus, he's not going to never appear again. He said the public must resign themselves to the fact that he's not going to be invisible forever. Mr. Larkham continued, "He's back. Prince Andrew is an issue that sort of won't go away if I'm honest, and here we are talking about him yet again. It's very difficult because, I mean, what does the Queen actually do? She effectively sacked her son 2 years ago by removing him as a working member of the royal family. But that doesn't mean he's never going to appear again. He can't just vanish. So, unfortunately, I think stories like this are an inevitable part, really, of the rest of Prince Andrew's life." Read more. 4 days ago 7:40 Francesca Edwards, Good morning. I'm Francesca Edwards. I'll be bringing you all the latest developments on the royal family for the next 8 hours. Please feel free to get in touch with me as I work if you have a story or tips to share. Your thoughts are always welcome. Email, francesca.edwards@reachplc.com.